Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Simple Understanding channel. I'm really glad to have you here as we continue our CLTD, Certified in Logistics, Transportation, and Distribution preparation journey. In today's video, we'll dive into a comprehensive practice test designed to help you succeed in the CLTD exam, fully updated for the latest version. We've prepared 60 challenging, advanced multiple-choice questions carefully aligned with a real exam format. These questions are broken down across 9 modules, with each module containing between 5 to 10 questions. For every question, you'll get detailed explanations so you'll not only know the correct answers, you'll also understand the reasoning behind them. To make your preparation even easier, don't forget to download the only toolkit you'll need to pass CLTD V3 with confidence. Available in the description below. Here's what you'll get. Bundle 1. Over 2,000 pages of simplified, easy-to-follow content covering all 9 modules of the latest CLTD V3 curriculum. Bundle 2. Over 4,500 exam-like multiple-choice questions, including math problems and detailed explanations to help you master the exam's format, difficulty, and key concepts. Bundle 3. 1,900 flashcards with key terms and definitions, organized by module for fast recall and efficient review. Everything you need, all in one place. Let's get started and take your preparation to the next level. If you find this helpful, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Module 1. Logistics Fundamentals and Strategy of the CLTD Exam Style. Question 1. A global electronics manufacturer is redesigning its distribution network to improve supply chain resilience. They are considering options to diversify transportation modes, increase inventory buffers in strategic locations, and invest in digital tracking technologies. Which logistics principle best justifies these decisions? A. The primary role of logistics is to achieve the lowest unit transportation cost through consolidation. B. Logistics must balance responsiveness and efficiency to align with supply chain risk management strategies. C. The core function of logistics is to reduce the cycle time between order placement and delivery. D. Logistics operates independently from broader supply chain risk strategies because it focuses on execution, not planning. Correct answer, B. Explanation. In modern supply chains, logistics is no longer just about reducing costs or moving goods efficiently. It plays a critical role in enabling resilience, flexibility, and responsiveness to disruptions such as geopolitical issues, pandemics, or transportation delays. The actions described, diversifying modes, holding strategic inventory, and enhancing tracking, all support resilience through better risk management. These steps reflect a deliberate strategy to balance efficiency, cost, speed, and responsiveness, flexibility, agility. Logistics must therefore align with the organization's broader risk management and resilience goals, not work in isolation. Question 2. A retailer is evaluating 2 proposals for optimizing its outbound logistics. Option A lowers freight cost per unit by consolidating shipments, but increases lead time. Option B reduces lead time via more frequent shipments, but at a higher unit transportation cost. Which KPI is most critical in determining the financial justification between these two? A. Freight cost as a percentage of total logistics spend. B. Contribution margin impact per unit sold. C. Inventory turnover ratio. D. Total cost to serve per customer segment. Correct answer, D. Explanation. While cost metrics like freight percentage are useful, the true evaluation of logistics options should be based on the total cost to serve specific customer segments. This KPI captures not just transportation costs, but the broader financial impact, including inventory holding, lead time, service level, and revenue implications. For example, faster deliveries, option B, might justify higher freight costs if they reduce lost sales or improve customer retention. Conversely, slower shipments, option A, might only make sense if they do not harm service expectations. Total cost to serve provides a holistic view necessary for such decisions. Question 3. A company with a make-to-order business model is re-evaluating its logistics strategy. The operations team recommends maintaining minimal finished goods inventory and optimizing transportation for speed rather than cost. How should the logistics strategy align with this business model? A. Prioritize low-cost carriers and consolidated shipments to reduce unit cost. B. Implement lean logistics focused on responsiveness and agility in transportation modes. C. Adopt push distribution models to reduce complexity in demand fulfillment. D. Focus logistics on economies of scale by increasing shipment size to distribution centers. Correct answer, B. Explanation. A make-to-order strategy aims to minimize finished goods inventory and relies on quick, flexible fulfillment to meet customer demand directly from production. This requires a logistics strategy that prioritizes responsiveness and agility over pure cost efficiency. Lean logistics, which focuses on reducing waste, streamlining flows, and adapting quickly to changing demands, supports this business model. Fast, reliable transportation and the ability to adjust quickly are more critical than consolidation or scale-based savings in this context. Question 4. A pharmaceutical distributor is facing rising logistics costs due to new compliance regulations requiring enhanced tracking and environmental controls. Senior leadership is questioning logistics value contribution. How should the logistics team best position its role? A. Demonstrate cost minimization through optimized carrier selection and route planning. B. Highlight how regulatory compliance enhances brand reputation and customer trust, supporting revenue protection. C. Show reductions in warehouse labor costs through automation investments. D. Focus on lowering working capital by reducing transportation lead times. Correct answer, B. Explanation. For industries like pharmaceuticals, logistics serves not only operational but strategic roles, especially in areas related to regulatory compliance. Meeting strict requirements for tracking, environmental control, and documentation isn't just a cost issue. It protects brand reputation, avoids costly fines, and maintains access to critical markets. Positioning logistics as a function that safeguards revenue streams and enhances customer trust through compliance demonstrates its value beyond cost savings. This aligns logistics strategy with broader organizational goals of risk management and value protection. Question 5. A company's supply chain strategy shifts from regional to global markets. To support this, the logistics team is tasked with revising its strategy. Which of the following is the most appropriate first step? A. Benchmark current transportation costs against global best practices. B. Reassess logistics capabilities in light of the new supply chain network design. C. Negotiate new international carrier contracts to secure volume discounts. D. Develop contingency plans for customs delays and geopolitical risks. Correct answer, B. Explanation. Before making tactical changes like benchmarking costs or negotiating contracts, the logistics function must first understand whether its current capabilities, infrastructure, systems, partnerships, and processes align with a new global network strategy. This foundational assessment identifies gaps and opportunities to support global operations effectively. Without this step, efforts like negotiating rates or adjusting routes may not address the broader strategic needs or structural limitations. This alignment ensures that logistics supports the business's global ambitions in a cohesive and effective manner. Module 2, Demand Management and Supply Capacity Management, in the style of the APICS CLTD exam. Question 1. A company selling seasonal consumer goods wants to improve the accuracy of its demand forecasts. Historically, the team has relied on moving averages. However, sudden spikes due to promotional campaigns often distort the forecast. Which method would best enhance forecast accuracy in this scenario? A. Exponential smoothing with demand outlier adjustments. B. Linear regression using long-term trend data. C. Simple moving average extended over 24 months. D. Rely exclusively on historical averages without adjustment. Correct answer: A. Explanation. Exponential smoothing is well suited to address changing demand patterns because it allows more recent data to be weighted more heavily. Adjusting for demand outliers, such as spikes from promotions, ensures that these anomalies don't distort future forecasts. This approach leads to a more responsive and accurate forecast than long-term averages or unadjusted historical data. Question 2. A company has experienced significant stockouts due to forecast inaccuracies. The supply chain director is considering a demand management initiative. Which of the following is the primary purpose of demand management in this context? A. To minimize logistics costs through transportation consolidation. B. To align supply chain planning activities to actual customer demand signals. C. To eliminate forecast errors through better technology. D. To push more inventory into distribution centers. Correct answer: B. Explanation. The key objective of demand management is to ensure alignment between supply chain activities and customer demand. This involves using actual demand signals, collaboration with customers, and proactive adjustments to forecasts to reduce the risk of stockouts and excess inventory. Technology helps, but alignment is the fundamental goal. Question 3. An organization is preparing for a major product launch expected to double monthly shipments. The logistics team is evaluating whether its current fleet and warehouse space can handle the surge. This activity is an example of A. Demand shaping. B. Distribution requirements planning. C. Logistics capacity planning. D. Material requirements planning. Correct answer: C. Explanation. Logistics capacity planning ensures that resources like warehousing and transportation can accommodate expected demand. This proactive analysis is critical for handling large volume changes, such as a new product launch, and aligns infrastructure with demand forecasts. Question 4. During the SNOP meeting, the sales team proposes a stretch revenue target based on an aggressive marketing campaign. Operations is concerned this will strain supply chain resources. What is the most effective role of logistics in this situation? A. Agree with sales to maintain alignment. B. Provide capacity constraints and propose realistic scenarios for fulfillment. C. Focus only on executing whatever demand is forecast. D. Recommend reducing the marketing campaign to avoid operational risks. Correct answer: B. Explanation. Logistics plays a critical role in SNOP by providing realistic input on capacity and operational constraints. This supports decision-making by ensuring the organization aligns sales ambitions with what the supply chain can realistically deliver, preventing overcommitment and service failures. Question 5. A regional distribution network is experiencing service issues due to inconsistent replenishment from central warehouses. DRP has been identified as a potential solution. What is the primary benefit of implementing DRP in this scenario? A. Reducing the number of SKUs held in inventory. B. Optimizing replenishment across the network to align inventory with demand. C. Increasing shipment frequency to all regional locations. D. eliminating the need for central warehouses entirely. Correct answer, B. Explanation. Distribution Requirements Planning, DRP, ensures systematic replenishment by aligning inventory at regional locations with projected demand. It optimizes inventory flow and helps maintain service levels, reducing inconsistencies caused by manual or reactive replenishment processes. Question 6. A company struggles with production delays caused by shortages of critical components. The logistics team believes the issue stems from poor master scheduling. How does an accurate master schedule help solve this issue? A. It aligns finished goods production with detailed component requirements, feeding MRP. B. It guarantees on-time supplier performance through scheduling discipline. C. It increases inventory buffers to avoid shortages. D. It reduces the need for forecasting at the component level. Correct answer, A. Explanation. The Master Production Schedule, MPS, translates demand into specific production plans. This schedule drives material requirements planning, MRP, ensuring that components are ordered and available when needed. A clear, accurate MPS helps prevent shortages by providing accurate requirements to procurement and suppliers. Question 7. A company wants to ensure its logistics providers can handle peak demand periods without service disruptions. Which sourcing strategy is most aligned with this objective? A. Award contracts solely based on lowest transportation cost. B. Develop strategic partnerships with logistics providers for shared capacity planning. C. Use spot market procurement during peak demand. D. Rotate providers quarterly to maintain competitive tension. Correct answer, B. Explanation. Strategic partnerships promote collaboration and joint planning, allowing logistics providers to prepare for peak demand periods in advance. These partnerships enable better alignment on capacity, service levels, and contingency planning than transactional, cost-focused relationships. Question 8. A logistics manager observes consistent forecast bias where demand forecasts are systematically overstated. Which action should be prioritized to improve the forecasting process? A. Implement demand sensing based solely on POS data. B. Review and adjust forecasting models to eliminate systematic bias. C. Reduce forecast frequency to allow for more stable averages. D. Instruct sales to reduce their targets to match supply constraints. Correct answer, B. Explanation. Systematic bias indicates a flaw in the forecasting process or assumptions. Reviewing and adjusting models addresses this root cause, improving forecast accuracy and reducing the gap between projections and actual demand. Correcting the bias helps ensure better planning across the supply chain. Question 9. A company is shifting from regional distribution to direct-to-consumer fulfillment, increasing small parcel volumes significantly. What is the logistics team's first priority in adapting capacity planning? A. Negotiate better rates with LTL carriers. B. Assess sorting, packing, and carrier partnerships for small parcel capacity. C. Expand regional warehousing space immediately. D. Delay implementation until demand stabilizes. Correct answer, B. Explanation. A shift to direct-to-consumer requires reevaluating fulfillment operations, including small parcel processing, carrier relationships, and capacity for sorting and packing. These operational changes are critical to ensuring the logistics function can meet the unique demands of e-commerce fulfillment. Question 10. During a quarterly S&OP review, supply chain proposes reducing inventory in a key product line to improve working capital. However, marketing highlights an upcoming promotion that may spike demand. What is the best logistics response? A. Accept the inventory reduction to meet financial goals. B. Delay the inventory reduction until after the promotion period. C. Increase safety stock immediately to prevent stockouts. D. Defer to marketing's forecast without challenge. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Balancing inventory decisions with marketing plans is a core part of S&OP. Deferring inventory reduction until after the promotion supports demand without risking stockouts, while still achieving financial objectives in the longer term. This demonstrates strategic alignment across functions. Module 3 of APICS CLTD Customer and Order Management. Question 1. A global logistics provider is implementing a CRM solution to enhance its customer experience and loyalty metrics. However, customer satisfaction surveys show declining trust due to inconsistent service during cross-border shipments. Which of the following actions would best align CRM strategies with operational logistics performance to reverse this trend? A. Establish CRM metrics solely focused on post-sale customer service call responsiveness. B. Integrate CRM analytics with transportation management systems, TMS, to proactively communicate shipment status and exceptions. C. Automate promotional campaigns within CRM to improve repeat sales. D. Shift focus from CRM integration to operational cost reductions in the supply chain. Correct answer. B. Detailed explanation. Integrating CRM analytics with transportation management systems, TMS, allows the organization to provide real-time visibility into shipment status, proactively communicate any delays or disruptions, and manage customer expectations more effectively. For cross-border shipments, transparency and proactive updates are critical in maintaining trust, as customers often have concerns about customs delays and international transit risks. CRM alone cannot solve operational deficiencies, but when integrated with TMS, it creates a seamless flow of information from operations to customer service, improving both satisfaction and loyalty. Question 2. A company is reviewing its customer base using CRM analytics to improve outbound order management efficiency. Analysis reveals that 20% of their customers account for 80% of their profits, while a different 30% consistently generate high service costs with low revenue. What is the best approach to optimize order fulfillment strategies for these low-performing customers? A. Offer expedited shipping to improve satisfaction for all customers equally. B. Apply differentiated service levels through customer segmentation strategies to align fulfillment costs with profitability. C. Discontinue business with the bottom 30% of customers. D. Reduce CRM touchpoints to minimize service costs across all customer groups. Correct answer. B. Detailed explanation. Customer segmentation enables organizations to tailor their service levels based on profitability and strategic value. By differentiating service levels, e.g., premium support, faster shipping, dedicated account management, for high-value customers, and more standardized, cost-effective fulfillment processes for lower-margin customers, companies ensure operational resources are used efficiently. This aligns fulfillment costs with revenue contributions, balancing customer satisfaction with profitability. Simply discontinuing low-value customers or treating all customers equally ignores strategic nuances and could undermine long-term growth opportunities. Question 3. A manufacturer with limited dock capacity faces increasing variability in inbound shipments due to suppliers' lead time inconsistencies. To minimize disruptions to production schedules, which inbound order management strategy should they prioritize within their ERP/CRM system? A. Prioritize inbound orders based on historical supplier reliability and criticality of materials. B. Process inbound shipments strictly in order received to maintain fairness. C. Reallocate inbound orders to secondary warehouses to avoid congestion. D. Increase buffer inventory for all inbound items to reduce prioritization needs. Correct answer: A. Detailed explanation. Prioritizing inbound shipments by supplier performance and the criticality of materials ensures that the most essential goods reach production in time, reducing the risk of line stoppages. Suppliers with a history of unreliability may require closer monitoring and prioritization when their shipments contain critical components. Simply processing shipments on a first-come, first-served basis does not consider the operational impact on production continuity. Building excessive buffer stock may increase carrying costs unnecessarily, and relocating shipments adds complexity without solving the route prioritization issue. Question 4. An e-commerce logistics provider has experienced a spike in order cancellations due to poor outbound order visibility during the final mile delivery phase. Which KPI would provide the most actionable insight to improve this area within their CRM and order management systems? A. Percentage of on-time deliveries by geographic region. B. Average customer order value. C. Inbound dock-to-stock cycle time. D. Total monthly website traffic volume. Correct answer: A. Detailed explanation. Monitoring the percentage of on-time deliveries, especially segmented by region, highlights where outbound visibility and delivery performance are breaking down. This KPI provides actionable insights into where improvements are needed in the last-mile delivery process, which is critical for maintaining customer trust and reducing cancellations. Metrics like inbound dock-to-stock cycle time are more relevant to inventory management than outbound visibility, and website traffic offers no insight into fulfillment performance. Average order value relates to sales strategy, not operational effectiveness. Question 5. A distributor wants to leverage CRM data to improve demand forecasting and reduce order volatility in its outbound logistics. Which tactic would most effectively support this objective? A. Analyzing CRM historical sales data alongside customer engagement trends to refine demand signals. B. Reducing outbound shipment frequencies to stabilize logistics operations. C. Encouraging customers to place larger, less frequent orders through incentive programs. D. Using CRM data solely to identify accounts for cross-selling opportunities. Correct answer: A. Detailed explanation. CRM systems capture valuable historical sales data and engagement metrics, which can help detect patterns in customer behavior that influence demand. Analyzing this data provides more accurate and granular demand signals, allowing for improved forecasting and more stable outbound logistics planning. Reducing outbound shipments arbitrarily may harm customer satisfaction and service levels. While incentives for larger orders can help, they do not provide the demand accuracy needed across the entire customer base. Using CRM purely for sales initiatives overlooks its value in operational planning. Quick reminder: if you're finding this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with anyone who may benefit. Your support really makes a difference. Let's get back to it. Let's begin Module 4, Warehouse Distribution / Fulfillment Center Management. Advanced Scenario-Based MCQs with detailed explanations. Question 1. A global manufacturer of industrial equipment is considering outsourcing its regional distribution center, DC, operations in Southeast Asia to a third-party logistics provider, 3PL. The 3PL offers shared warehousing services, advanced WMS integration, and value-added services like light assembly and kitting. What is the most critical strategic advantage the manufacturer is likely to gain from this outsourcing decision? A. Increased warehouse ownership flexibility and long-term control. B. Access to scalable resources and rapid market responsiveness. C. Reduced need for continuous workforce training within the DC. D. Complete elimination of fixed asset depreciation in financial reporting. Correct answer, B. Explanation. Outsourcing to a 3PL, especially one offering shared warehousing, provides flexibility and scalability, allowing the manufacturer to respond quickly to fluctuations in demand without the need for significant capital investment. While fixed asset depreciation might reduce, it is not entirely eliminated, and workforce training considerations are secondary. Strategic advantage lies in scalability and responsiveness to market dynamics. Question 2. A fulfillment center implements a wave picking strategy aligned with transportation schedules. Orders are grouped and released for picking based on carrier cutoff times rather than order receipt sequence. Which primary operational objective is this strategy designed to optimize? A. Maximizing slot utilization for fast-moving items. B. Reducing total inventory holding costs. C. Synchronizing outbound shipments with transportation commitments. D. Minimizing picking labor through consolidation zones. Correct answer, C. Explanation. Wave picking is designed to align warehouse operations with transportation schedules to ensure timely outbound shipments. This synchronization helps reduce delays and improves delivery performance. It is not primarily about inventory costs or picking labor efficiency. Question 3. A high-velocity e-commerce fulfillment center is evaluating warehouse layouts. The team is debating between a U-shaped flow versus a through-flow design. The facility handles high SKU variety with variable daily order volumes. What layout would best support this operation and why? A. U-shaped layout for optimized space utilization and flexible dock usage. B. Through-flow layout for minimizing congestion and streamlining flow. C. U-shaped for faster integration of cross-docking practices. D. Through-flow for maximizing vertical storage potential. Correct answer, B. Explanation. A through-flow layout is ideal for high-volume, high-SKU operations requiring clear separation of inbound and outbound processes. It reduces congestion by maintaining a linear flow from receiving to shipping, crucial in variable volume, high-velocity environments. U-shaped designs prioritize space utilization but may cause congestion under these circumstances. Question 4. A pharmaceutical distribution center must comply with strict regulations for temperature-sensitive shipments. It currently incurs high costs due to over-engineered packaging solutions. Which principle of sustainable packaging would most effectively reduce costs while maintaining compliance? A. Minimize packaging material weight for freight cost reduction. B. Optimize insulation to balance protection with material efficiency. C. Standardize carton sizes to maximize pallet stacking density. D. Implement returnable packaging to reduce landfill waste. Correct answer, B. Explanation. For temperature-sensitive pharmaceuticals, packaging optimization focuses on achieving the necessary insulation performance without excess. Reducing materials while meeting compliance ensures both cost efficiency and regulatory adherence. Returnable or standardized cartons may not address thermal protection needs. Question 5. A warehouse handling high-value electronics experiences frequent order picking errors and minor damages. Management considers implementing automated goods-to-person (GTP) systems integrated with pick-to-light technology. What is the primary benefit expected from this automation? A. Increased facility throughput with reduced travel time. B. Enhance SKU density through vertical storage utilization. C. Improved inventory turnover through reduced order cycle time. D. Lower shipping costs through optimized cartonization. Correct answer: A. Explanation: GTP systems combined with pick-to-light reduce operator travel and guide accurate picking, thus increasing throughput and reducing errors. While vertical storage is a benefit, the primary driver is efficiency and error reduction, not storage density or shipping costs. Question 6. A retailer with omni-channel operations decides to convert part of its DC to a micro-fulfillment center, MFC, model within an urban warehouse to serve same-day delivery markets. What strategic goal does this decision most directly support? A. Reducing total landed costs per unit sold. B. Enhancing customer service through proximity to demand centers. C. Improving supply chain transparency and end-to-end visibility. D. Increasing warehouse labor productivity through automation. Correct answer: B. Explanation: the MFC model prioritizes proximity to urban consumers to enable faster delivery, supporting service-level objectives. While automation and cost factors play roles, the core strategy here focuses on service responsiveness and proximity advantage. Question 7. During peak season, a warehouse adds temporary manual picking zones to handle overflow. However, order accuracy drops significantly compared to standard automated zones. What is the most likely root cause of this decline? A. Reduced quality control checkpoints in manual zones. B. Increased travel distances within temporary zones. C. Lack of real-time inventory visibility in manual processes. D. Over-reliance on part-time labor with insufficient training. Correct answer: D. Explanation: temporary, undertrained labor is a common issue during peak periods, leading to higher error rates. While system visibility and QC might contribute, the primary cause is often human error stemming from insufficient training in these ad hoc zones. Question 8. A distribution center is considering investing in high-density automated storage and retrieval systems, AS/RS. Management is concerned about future SKU proliferation and changing customer profiles. What is the primary risk of implementing this solution without flexibility considerations? A. Inability to maintain FIFO inventory controls. B. High sunk costs with reduced adaptability to demand shifts. C. Increased order cycle time due to system limitations. D. Underutilization of available racking space in peak seasons. Correct answer: B. Explanation: AS/RS systems involve high capital investment and are often designed around current SKUs and demand profiles. If flexibility is not incorporated, the facility risks locking itself in an infrastructure that cannot adapt to future needs, leading to expensive retrofits or inefficiencies. Question 9. A cosmetics company redesigns its shipping cartons to eliminate void fill by introducing modular inner partitions for various product shapes. What operational performance metric is most likely to improve as a direct result? A. Inventory turnover ratio. B. Order cycle time. C. Damage rate in transit. D. Inbound receiving time. Correct answer: C. Explanation: redesigning packaging to secure products internally reduces movement and damage during transit. This has a direct impact on reducing returns and claims, while turnover and receiving times are largely unaffected by outbound packaging design. Question 10. A distribution center integrates an advanced WMS with real-time location tracking, RTLS, for forklifts and automated guided vehicles, AGVs. What key warehouse performance KPI is most likely to see significant improvement? A. Inventory carrying cost. B. Order fulfillment accuracy. C. Labor productivity through reduced non-value activities. D. Shrinkage reduction through enhanced security monitoring. Correct answer. C. Explanation. RTLS optimizes equipment routes and utilization, reducing non-productive time, travel, searching for inventory, and increasing labor and equipment productivity. It does not directly influence inventory costs or shrinkage, though it can have secondary effects. Module 5. Inventory Management. Question 1. A distributor is assessing its inventory performance and notes that despite high inventory levels, stockouts of key SKUs are frequent. The company currently uses a simple periodic review system and averages historical demand to set replenishment targets. Which inventory management principle is most likely being violated? A. Economic order quantity, EOQ, application. B. Inventory turnover optimization. C. ABC classification and service level differentiation. D. Inventory obsolescence management. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Frequent stockouts of key SKUs, despite high inventory levels, typically indicate poor inventory segmentation. Without ABC analysis and differentiated service levels, critical SKUs may receive insufficient attention, while less critical items inflate overall inventory. This leads to stockouts and excess simultaneously. Question 2. A manufacturing firm shifts from a push-based inventory model to a pull-based replenishment system. As a result, it sees fluctuations in order quantities and inventory turnover across its network. What is the most likely benefit of this transition over time? A. Increased inventory carrying costs due to demand variability. B. Reduction in safety stock levels through demand signal alignment. C. Higher order processing complexity from reduced lot sizes. D. Diminished supplier relationships due to unpredictable ordering. Correct answer. B. Explanation. A pull-based system aligns replenishment with actual consumption signals, typically reducing safety stock because inventories better reflect real demand, not forecasts. While order frequency may change, the strategic benefit is reduced excess and better inventory turns. Question 3. A company managing multiple distribution centers, DCs, seeks to reduce total system inventory while maintaining customer service levels. It considers moving from decentralized DC stocking to a centralized inventory model. Which inventory strategy does this reflect? A. Independent demand inventory pooling. B. Postponement through late-stage differentiation. C. Risk pooling to consolidate demand variability. D. Vendor-managed inventory, VMI, implementation. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Risk pooling reduces total inventory requirements by centralizing stock, allowing demand variability across locations to offset each other. This strategy reduces overall safety stock while maintaining service levels, unlike VMI, which relates to supplier ownership. Question 4. An electronics company implements a service level-based inventory policy, tying replenishment decisions directly to item criticality and customer expectations. For low-value, slow-moving parts, it maintains only minimal safety stock. Which principle underlies this approach? A. Pareto optimization of capital investment in inventory. B. Maximization of overall inventory turnover. C. Prevention of obsolescence through FIFO policies. D. Compliance with IFRS inventory reporting standards. Correct answer. A. Explanation. By prioritizing inventory investment based on item value and criticality. The company applies Pareto principles to align service levels with business impact, optimizing working capital. This avoids overinvesting in non-strategic SKUs. Question 5. A firm with highly seasonal demand patterns implements dynamic inventory control parameters that adjust reorder points and order quantities in anticipation of demand spikes. What inventory control method is this approach most closely aligned with? A. Fixed reorder point with variable order quantity. B. Time phase planning with demand-driven safety stocks. C. Min-max inventory control with static thresholds. D. Kanban replenishment signals based on consumption rates. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Time-phased inventory planning with adjustable safety stocks anticipates demand fluctuations through forecasting, adjusting parameters dynamically. This differs from static systems, fixed reorder points, or purely consumption-driven methods like Kanban. Module 6. Transportation Management. Question 1. A company is reviewing its transportation strategy. The logistics team recommends shifting from a cost minimization focus to a strategy that balances cost with service differentiation. What is the primary reason companies adopt this approach? A. To reduce insurance premiums on high-value cargo. B. To align transportation strategy with broader supply chain objectives. C. To ensure compliance with international transportation regulations. D. To simplify carrier negotiations through standardized contracts. Correct answer. B. Explanation. A balanced transportation strategy aligns with supply chain objectives by integrating service requirements, speed, reliability, with cost efficiency. It shifts from purely tactical decisions to strategic alignment, supporting customer service and competitive advantage. Question 2. A retailer specializing in perishable goods selects dedicated trucking over common carriers for regional distribution. Which primary road transport characteristic justifies this choice? A. Flexibility in adjusting routes and schedules for time-sensitive deliveries. B. Lower fuel surcharges through economies of scale. C. Greater cargo security through bonded carriers. D. Reduced need for compliance documentation at cross-docks. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Dedicated trucking provides flexibility and control over schedules, routes, and handling, critical for perishables. Common carriers prioritize cost efficiency over service flexibility, making dedicated fleets more suitable for sensitive, time-critical deliveries. Question 3. A bulk chemical company relies on rail for moving raw materials to manufacturing plants over long distances. What is the most significant advantage rail transportation offers in this context? A. Greater scheduling flexibility for expedited shipments. B. Reduced insurance requirements compared to road. C. Lower per unit costs for large volume, non-time sensitive freight. D. Simplified customs procedures for interstate commerce. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Rail is highly cost-effective for moving large volumes of bulk or heavy commodities over long distances. Its advantage lies in low per-unit costs, not flexibility or speed, making it ideal for non-time sensitive materials. Question 4. A high-tech manufacturer uses air freight for critical spare parts needed urgently to prevent customer downtime. What is the key characteristic of air transport driving this decision? A. Cost predictability through fuel-efficient aircraft. B. Extensive geographic coverage with direct service to remote areas. C. Fastest available mode for global shipments despite higher cost. D. Simplified handling procedures reducing warehouse labor costs. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Speed is air freight's defining advantage, especially for time-critical, high-value goods. Despite high costs, companies use air transport to minimize downtime or capitalize on urgent opportunities, not necessarily for geographic reach or cost predictability. Question 5. A global furniture retailer sources from multiple countries and relies on ocean shipping for full container loads, FCL. What is the primary advantage of water transportation in this supply chain? A. Faster customs clearance than other modes. B. Minimal environmental impact per shipment. C. Lowest cost per ton-mile for non-urgent bulk shipments. D. Flexibility in scheduling port-to-port deliveries. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Ocean shipping offers the lowest per ton-mile cost for large, non-time-sensitive goods. It is not known for speed or flexibility, but excels at moving significant volumes cost-effectively across global trade lanes. Question 6. A company imports electronics from Asia to North America using a combination of ocean freight to the West Coast and rail to inland distribution centers. What is the primary benefit of this multimodal approach? A. Enhanced visibility of cargo location through integrated tracking systems. B. Optimized balance of cost and transit time across long distances. C. Elimination of customs clearance at inland destinations. D. Increased flexibility in inventory management through buffer stocks. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Multimodal transportation optimizes transit time and cost by leveraging the strengths of each mode. Ocean is cost-effective for ocean segments. Rail is efficient inland, and together they offer a practical balance compared to air freight or long-haul trucking. Question 7. A company integrates its transportation management system, TMS, with its ERP and WMS platforms. What is the primary operational benefit of this integration? A. Increased customer retention through faster invoice processing. B. Improved compliance reporting through centralized data management. C. Enhanced visibility and optimization of end-to-end transportation processes. D. Reduced need for manual entry during financial audits. Correct answer. C. Explanation. TMS integration enhances visibility, automation, and optimization across planning, execution, and financial settlement phases of transportation. This improves efficiency, reduces costs, and supports service levels. Compliance and finance benefits are secondary. Question 8. A manufacturer adopts dynamic route optimization software within its transportation management strategy. Which key performance indicator, KPI, is this initiative most directly designed to improve? A. Asset utilization rates for leased trailers. B. Fuel efficiency and cost per mile. C. Warehouse throughput capacity. D. Freight claim resolution cycle time. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Dynamic routing optimizes travel distances and fuel usage, directly impacting transportation costs and efficiency. While it may have indirect effects on utilization or claims, its primary goal is reducing operating costs through smarter routing. Question 9. A logistics coordinator audits freight bills monthly and identifies recurring discrepancies between contracted rates and invoice charges. What is the most appropriate corrective action under Transportation Administration best practices? A. Increase buffer stock to absorb delivery delays caused by disputes. B. Renegotiate contracts to allow for greater carrier discretion in billing. C. Implement an automated freight audit and payment system. D. Transition all shipments to prepaid Incoterms to shift liability. Correct answer. C. Explanation. An automated freight audit system ensures invoices match contracted rates and services rendered, reducing errors and disputes. Manual audits are error-prone. Automation enhances accuracy, efficiency, and financial control. Question 10. A company implements a centralized transportation administration team responsible for carrier management, compliance, and claims. Which strategic benefit is most aligned with this organizational change? A. Greater flexibility in decentralized decision-making at the plant level. B. Improved negotiation leverage through centralized volume management. C. Increased responsiveness to unique customer requirements. D. Faster cycle times for customs clearance documentation. Correct answer, B. Explanation. Centralizing transportation administration consolidates shipment volumes, improving negotiation leverage and consistency in carrier management. While responsiveness and compliance may improve, the strategic focus is cost leverage and consistency. Let's take a quick break. Now's the perfect time to show some love. Hit that like button, drop a comment, and share this video. Your support keeps us fired up and ready to keep bringing you more awesome content. Module 7, Global Logistics. Question 1. A company is expanding its supply chain operations into emerging markets where port congestion, underdeveloped road networks, and inconsistent infrastructure are common. What is the most strategic risk mitigation action the company should take to ensure reliable logistics performance? A. Increase inventory levels in country to buffer against delays. B. Shift transportation mode from ocean freight to air freight for all shipments. C. Establish distribution centers exclusively in free trade zones, FTZs. D. Outsource end-to-end logistics operations to a global 4PL with local expertise. Correct answer, D. Explanation. Partnering with a global fourth-party logistics, 4PL, provider with expertise in managing fragmented or unreliable infrastructure provides the most strategic risk mitigation. They offer local relationships, infrastructure knowledge, and integrated solutions to navigate complex environments more effectively than isolated tactical decisions like inventory increases or mode shifts. Question 2. A manufacturer exports high-tech components subject to dual-use regulations under international trade controls. Which primary compliance action is required to prevent regulatory violations and penalties? A. Ensure harmonized tariff codes, HTS, are updated quarterly. B. Obtain export licenses and validate end-use and end-user screening prior to shipment. C. Negotiate Incoterms that minimize exporter liability for regulatory issues. D. Shift responsibility to the freight forwarder through contractual clauses. Correct answer, B. Explanation. Dual-use goods require export licenses and rigorous screening of end users and end uses to comply with export control laws. Incoterms and freight forwarder contracts do not relieve the exporter of legal obligations. HTS codes are important, but secondary to licensing for restricted goods. Question 3. A company repeatedly experiences customs delays due to documentation errors when shipping to multiple international markets. Which process improvement is most likely to reduce these delays consistently across global shipments? A. Consolidate shipments to fewer destinations to simplify documentation requirements. B. Standardize trade documentation processes through a centralized global compliance team. C. Increase reliance on customs brokers in each destination country for compliance oversight. D. Automate freight payment processes to free resources for documentation review. Correct answer, B. Explanation. A centralized global compliance team ensures consistency and accuracy in documentation across markets, reducing delays and errors. Decentralizing to local brokers can lead to inconsistency, and shipment consolidation only addresses volume, not documentation quality. Question 4. A U.S.-based exporter agrees to payment terms under a letter of credit L/C with a foreign buyer. During fulfillment, the buyer requests changes to the shipping documentation after the L/C has been issued. What is the correct course of action for the exporter? A. Proceed with the requested documentation changes and notify the bank later. B. Confirm a formal L/C amendment through the bank before changing any documents. C. Ignore the request since the original L/C terms will protect payment. D. Invoice the buyer separately for the documentation changes to recover administrative costs. Correct answer, B. Explanation. Letters of credit require strict compliance with terms and conditions. Any change must be reflected in a formal amendment approved through the issuing bank. Acting outside of amended terms risks non-payment. Protection only exists when documentation matches the L/C precisely. Question 5. A European company sells goods to a customer in a developing country with a history of currency volatility and capital controls. Which payment method provides the greatest security for the seller while managing currency risk? A. Open account with net 90-day payment terms. B. Letter of credit confirmed by a reputable European bank. C. Cash in advance in the buyer's local currency. D. Documentary collection with site draft. Correct answer, B. Explanation. A confirmed letter of credit provides security to the seller, ensuring payment from a reputable bank regardless of the buyer's financial situation or local currency risks. Cash in advance in local currency exposes the seller to conversion issues, and open account terms carry significant risk in volatile environments. Module 8. Sustainability, Reverse Logistics, and Risk Management. Question 1. A global apparel company wants to reduce its logistics-related carbon footprint as part of its corporate sustainability goals. Which action would most directly contribute to measurable reductions in Scope 3 emissions in the supply chain? A. Shifting all facilities to renewable energy sources. B. Investing in energy-efficient lighting for company-owned warehouses. C. Optimizing transportation routes and consolidating shipments. D. Offsetting emissions through carbon credit purchases. Correct answer, C. Explanation. Scope 3 emissions include indirect emissions from transportation activities not owned by the company, e.g., third-party carriers. Optimizing routes and consolidating loads reduces emissions directly tied to transportation services, aligning with Scope 3 reduction efforts. Facility energy relates to Scope 2. Question 2. A consumer electronics retailer implements a centralized reverse logistics center for processing returned products. The center sorts returns into categories: resale, refurbishment, parts harvesting, and disposal. What is the primary strategic benefit of this reverse logistics approach? A. Reduced inbound transportation lead times. B. Improved revenue recovery through optimized asset disposition. C. Increased sales through expanded warranty programs. D. Simplified customer return policies through automation. Correct answer, B. Explanation. Centralized reverse logistics optimizes the recovery of value through systematic sorting for resale, refurbishment, or parts. This structured approach maximizes revenue recovery while minimizing waste and disposal costs, aligning with both financial and sustainability goals. Question 3. A manufacturer of industrial equipment seeks to improve efficiency in handling warranty returns by integrating its reverse logistics processes with its ERP and CRM systems. What is the most significant operational benefit of this integration? A. Increased forecasting accuracy for raw materials. B. Enhanced visibility of return status for customers and service teams. C. Faster customs clearance for international returns. D. Reduced need for on-site service technicians. Correct answer, B. Explanation. Integration between ERP, CRM, and reverse logistics systems provides real-time visibility into the status of returns, improving communication, customer service, and internal coordination. This visibility supports better management of the reverse flow, but does not directly impact forecasting or customs. Question 4. A global supply chain faces increasing exposure to natural disasters, disrupting key transportation hubs. The company's logistics team is tasked with developing a risk mitigation strategy. Which action best demonstrates proactive supply chain risk management? A. Purchasing insurance policies to cover financial losses from delays. B. Developing alternate sourcing and routing strategies ahead of disruptions. C. Increasing safety stock in all distribution centers globally. D. Utilizing expedited freight services when disruptions occur. Correct answer, B. Explanation. Proactive risk management focuses on resilience and continuity planning. Establishing alternate suppliers, routes, and modes in advance enables rapid response to disruptions, minimizing impact. Insurance addresses financial recovery, but not operational continuity. Question 5. A company prioritizes its risk management strategies based on the likelihood and impact of various supply chain disruptions, such as supplier insolvency, cyber attacks, and regulatory changes. Which risk management process is this approach aligned with? A. Qualitative risk identification through root cause analysis. B. Quantitative risk modeling through scenario simulation. C. Risk assessment through probability impact matrix. D. Continuous improvement through Six Sigma methodologies. Correct answer, C. Explanation. The probability impact matrix is a standard risk assessment tool that categorizes risks based on their likelihood of occurring and the severity of their potential impact. This enables organizations to prioritize mitigation strategies effectively. Module 9. Logistics Framework, Metrics, Network Design, Transformation, and Improvement. Question 1. A multinational company is restructuring its logistics framework to better align with its customer segmentation strategy. High-value customers demand shorter lead times and greater flexibility, while other segments prioritize cost savings. Which logistics framework design principle should guide the company's decision? A. Develop a one-size-fits-all logistics network to reduce complexity. B. Segment the logistics network by customer service requirements and value. C. Standardize inventory policies across all distribution centers. D. Consolidate fulfillment operations to a single, centrally located hub. Correct answer, B. Explanation. Segmentation of the logistics network allows the company to tailor services, speed, flexibility, cost to customer value. High-value customers may justify higher service costs, while others prioritize efficiency. A one-size-fits-all approach undermines responsiveness and profitability. Question 2. A logistics organization uses order cycle time, inventory turns, and on-time delivery performance as its primary KPIs. However, senior leadership is requesting a more balanced view aligned with long-term strategy. Which framework would best support this expanded measurement approach? A. Total cost of ownership, TCO. B. Balanced scorecard, BSC. C. Kaizen continuous improvement model. D. Activity-based costing, ABC. Correct answer, B. Explanation. The balanced scorecard, BSC, aligns operational KPIs with broader strategic objectives, incorporating financial, customer, process, and learning perspectives. This approach ensures logistics performance contributes to overarching business goals beyond tactical metrics alone. Question 3. A company is evaluating whether to expand its existing distribution center or build a new one closer to a key growth market. Which primary factors should guide this network design decision? A. The availability of skilled labor at the new site. B. The potential reduction in total landed cost and lead time. C. The existing facility's depreciation schedule. D. The opportunity to standardize IT systems across facilities. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Network design decisions prioritize total landed cost and service lead time. Proximity to key markets can reduce transportation costs and improve responsiveness. Labor and IT factors are important, but secondary to cost and service performance in network optimization. Question 4. A logistics company invests in AI-driven predictive analytics to forecast transportation disruptions and recommend proactive rerouting. Which aspect of digital transformation does this initiative primarily support? A. Replacing manual labor with automation in material handling. B. Enhancing supply chain agility and resilience through data-driven decisions. C. Standardizing transportation management processes globally. D. Complying with data privacy regulations in multiple jurisdictions. Correct answer. B. Explanation. AI-powered analytics improve agility and resilience by predicting disruptions and enabling proactive adjustments. This aligns with digital transformation's goal of leveraging data for better decision-making and adaptability, not simply automating manual tasks. Question 5. A company implements Plan, Do, Check, Act (PDCA) cycles within its logistics operations to drive continuous improvement in warehouse efficiency. Which outcome best reflects the purpose of this methodology? A. Reducing the frequency of employee performance evaluations. B. Achieving incremental process improvements through structured feedback loops. C. Simplifying the annual strategic planning process for logistics. D. Ensuring cost reductions through large-scale facility redesigns. Correct answer. B. Explanation. PDCA supports incremental, continuous improvement through structured, iterative evaluation and adjustment. It encourages ongoing refinements rather than large-scale overhauls, driving efficiency through small, measurable steps aligned with long-term goals. Thank you for joining me in this CLTD study session. I hope these questions and explanations have helped reinforce your understanding of the material. Remember, mastering the CLTD requires consistent practice and thorough review of the concepts we've covered. To make your final review easier, you can download the complete set of CLTD materials. This includes the comprehensive study ebook, detailed multiple-choice questions, and a glossary of key terms, directly from the description below. Also, don't forget to explore the previous videos in the CLTD playlist to reinforce your knowledge even further. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and share, and make sure to subscribe for more content like this. Stay tuned for upcoming videos and additional resources to help you succeed in your CLTD journey.